Beverly Hills on a budget. What on earth does that mean? Well, the people of Beverly Hills have vast sums of money, and not a lot of us do, unfortunately. One day I'll buy my island, and that will happen eventually. But until then, I can't afford to buy a rainbow Daytona with real precious gems in the bezel. I do like blingy things occasionally. I know it's strange. It doesn't come across as the kind of thing I would like. If you've seen the other watches I review and I own, I do like. But I do have a little side to me where I like to go a bit crazy. I like to have something eccentric, colourful, garish, gaudy. It's a guilty pleasure watch. And until I can afford to spend tens of thousands of pounds on a guilty pleasure watch, I make do with about 70 to 80 pounds. So that's what it is. I bought this watch full price. Pagani Design. I have no affiliation with them. I bought this, didn't even buy this from the Pagani Design store. I'll put a link in the description of where I got this. If you do like this watch, which I think only a few of you will, you're welcome to buy it and help the channel out, and I'll get a tiny bit of commission because I've set up these affiliate links which cost you no more money. You probably heard that said before. And all it means is I get a tiny commission which helps me put it to the buying of an island fund. So it might be a while. So please buy thousands of these watches and I can get my island a bit quicker. Thank you. So this is, I've not opened this yet, just so you know. I bought this from Pagani Design and it came just now, and I thought, I already had the camera equipment set up, and I thought, let's do a first impressions of this Pagani Design, which is so different to what I would normally wear or even consider. And I thought, I've got to get this in, take a look. So let's do that now. Let's see what kind of delights we've got. And there's different packaging normally to what you get with Pagani Design. Normally we've got the flip open box. This is actually on a sleeve with a thinner box here, which still opens up this way. So this is an unusual twist from what I normally see from Pagani Design. And there's the cloth. And then you have your usual international guarantee. The guarantee card, which they just don't fill in. And here it is. Now that is bling. Oh, what's this? Even this is bling. Let's rest that there. There's something bling in here as well. Gold. What's going on there? I can't get it out. What is it? They didn't send me on it as any brass, but it's a funny coloured screwdriver. Because this has got screw links in the bracelet. I mean, why did you get this? Because it looks like the Daytona, which they already sell. Yet it's not got the same movement. It doesn't have a mecha quartz. This is an automatic movement. So I'm just going to take the stickers off. There we have it, guys. Look at that. So not me, but I just had to get it in to take a look. Now I was interested to see what. So it still has the screw down pushers, which I'll unscrew now. And it has these complications. They all feel nice, actually screw in and out really easily. Let's feel this one. Yeah, feels good. Quite a nice, quite a good stiff action actually. It's not really light like some manual wind. The hand winding aspect is quite, just feels really loose, but this feels like really, there's a positivity to it. Screws in really well. So let's check out these pushers. So that's the day. So we're at Sunday. There we are. It's got a weird like double tick as you press it. It's like duh-duh, duh-duh, like that. And you can see through the skeletonized dial the actual action happening. Now that's cool. Don't normally get to actually see all the functionality happen as you do it. And yeah, you've got blued screws behind there. Yeah, it's totally fussy design. It's totally bonkers, but that's why I bought it, because it's bonkers. I mean, it's got all these coloured stones in it, just to help catch the light and just have a bit of quirkiness. And this pusher down here, as you see there, is for the date. Again, you can see the mechanical aspects working. I do like that. That's really cool. And the second hand isn't the chronograph hand, because it doesn't have a chronograph function. It's just your second hand with a nice smooth sweep. So we're jumping now to a different strap on here. The reason why I've done this is because the standard strap, or bracelet we should call it, is not a great thing. It's one of the biggest flaws with most Pagani design watches. Now I know a lot of you are going to be unhappy with me saying that, because it's almost like a sub-cult following of Pagani design bracelet lovers. I think there's maybe a Facebook page of I love Pagani design bracelets. But the reason why I dislike them is thus follows. I've had loads of Pagani design watches. Check out my other reviews and you'll see I have lots of experience, and a vast majority of them have either fallen apart, screws have come loose, screws have been binding, they've rattled, fallen apart, and I've even had one that scratched my son because the finishing on it was so poor. So I have very good and fair reason to say they are rubbish compared to what they could be. So that's my opinion. I very much welcome yours, and I'll gladly hear you've had 500 Pagani design watches and every single bracelet you've had has been wonderful. It's the best one you've ever had, but all the ones I've had have been junk. So that's literally a habit of mine. As soon as one arrives in the post, that bracelet comes straight off, and some of them even go straight in the bin. Recycling, of course. Then I put it on one of my vast array of choices from Watch Gecko. I have no paid affiliation with them. I just have a positive, happy, friendly relationship with them. They don't pay me to say anything. We've got to be clear with all these kind of things on YouTube. I just like their products, and this is one of theirs. I put this on a sailcloth, and this has been in the sea. You'll see shortly this watch in action in the sea, actually, but I digress slightly because I've run through the features that this watch has and what these pushers do. I do like that functionality. The legibility is okay. I mean, as you can see, I can tell it's the 12th. I can tell it's 10 in the AM, or nearly, and I can tell it's Wednesday, and the time is 10 to 10. So it's not horrifically illegible. I've worn this a day, and it's actually okay. I can read it, but it's not designed primarily for legibility. It's not a field watch. It's a crazy looking skeleton jeweled bezel watch, which I just think is great on a sunny day because it catches the light. And you'll see pictures in the next segment just to show you my point. And you can see through it. You can see my finger through the skeletonized bit. And then let's check the movement out. I've given the code name for this. Here's the spec actually of the watch, so you can, because there's not a huge amount of spec to talk about on this. So while I'm showing you this movement through this decorated glass screw down case back, I can't find a huge amount about this movement, so you guys can help me out on that. But it hacks, it hand winds, and it has, as you've seen, this array of complications on the front. And I don't know how good it is for timekeeping it. I don't have a time grapher machine. One day I'll afford one, but I keep spending all my money on watches. I can't afford these gadgets sometimes, but this is a decorated movement. You can see there's been some engraving on the back there. It's got blue screws. They're probably painted blue. They won't be genuinely blued. Then the rotor itself, sorry, look at that. It's got decoration and the actual design element to it. And then the front, see there's some more blued screws, or blue cut painted screws, I should say. And you can, what else was there I saw? Oh yeah, there is perlage on the actual front part. You can just about make it out. See sort of a swirling machined effect on the skeletonized movement. So these, I don't know what these stones are. They don't really sparkle like you'd imagine proper gemstones do, but they're colourful enough. They've got the colour matching right, and everything seems to line up okay in terms of there's the line in the middle of these two top jewels lines up with the middle of these two dots at the top. You see these two stones here. The 6 o'clock index lines up with a line in between these stones. So they seem to be proportioned correctly. They fit in nicely. And then this sapphire crystal has, the edge of it has been frosted, if you will, so and slightly tapered. So it's a slightly softer transition between this shallower bezel, because let's say this had a rotating bezel, or if it had the ceramic bezel like you do on the Daytona, which is a bit thicker, and it would fit more flush with the sapphire. Yeah, nice signed crown, screwed down, etc. So that's the spec really, and my initial impressions. And I think for a bit of fun, it's definitely worth your attention. And it is still a practical watch. It's still an automatic watch with all the water resistance you could ever need. And it's a bit of fun. And for less than 100 quid, you can slap it on the odd day when you want to be a bit more colourful, or you're going down the beach, or it's just something you fancy one day. It's a guilty pleasure. And yeah, I think I've made a good choice buying one of these. Excuse if my dog barks halfway through this part of the video, because if I keep re-recording it, I'll literally run out of memory on my phone. So be a good boy, buddy. Just so you know, this is the first introduction to Lord Bidlington. That is his actual unofficial name. Buddy's his real name, but Lord Bidlington will assist me with this video. Quiet now, buddy. You've seen the watch with my first impressions, specifications, etc. You know that now. But this is the kind of watch you normally walk around town and look a bit fancy with wearing. So, but will it be okay on a day at the beach? So let's take a look. So in conclusion, you've seen the watch, I've given you the specs, I've shown you this watch even in the sea, and it's been totally fine, it's still working. And I can't really say much more than that. I have a guilty pleasure watch. I think this is the first one I've bought for as long as I can remember. And it's brought a side out of me. I like bright, dazzly, colourful things. So when I do my mod videos, I might start doing some more garish ones, just to really annoy some of you guys. But I do it for me, honestly. I don't make content to try and get as many views as possible. You see, I do videos where I do Seikos, because I love Seikos, and I'll get a reasonable amount of views, and the next minute I'll do a watch for a Pagani design review and I'll get thousands. So I like to mix it up. But I genuinely like Pagani design watches, and thanks for Pagani design for paying me £11 million for saying that. No, they didn't. I just like them because for less than 100 quid, they're a bit of a laugh. They're often totally fine. Yeah, they do have their flaws, and I do highlight those things. And if you don't want to buy one, don't. And if you do, use my affiliate links and I'll buy my island one day. Or maybe not, I'll buy a little Lego one. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next silly video.